Hello, once again, this is Anthony, your Pinoy UK RN based here in the Isle of Man, and I would like to welcome you all again to my channel. Don't forget to like and subscribe and click on the notification bell for more updates. Well, it's been over a week since the last time I've posted a video. It's just so happened that we're too busy recently, but I don't forget about your request, about the questions that I have to answer. And this time, I'm going to tackle about the preparations before you sign a contract in the UK as a nurse, okay? Because, a lot of Filipinos think that if they're bound for the UK to start a new life, to start a new job as a nurse, that their life will be easy and there's going to be money. That is a very wrong ideation, ladies and gentlemen, okay? We have to consider so many things before you sign a contract. From the time that you've decided which employer you're choosing, the amount of money that you possibly earn during the year, and of course, the safety and the security of the place. Marami kasing lumalapit sa akin. There's a lot of Filipino nurses who are already with pins in the UK messaging me and asking me if there's a company that I know or if the NHS Trust here in the Isle of Man are actually buying out contracts. Kasi hindi sila masaya sa kanilang workplace. The job is very difficult, the pay is very low, the place is not safe, and they're too far away from London or from a big city. And the transport, in some of them, transport is very difficult. Like they have to take 5 hours of bus ride or probably coach or train just to get to the closest city. So guys, yung mga ganyang instances, those are things that we have to consider because we are going to spend a few months, a few years in a certain location. And of course, in a workplace, and therefore we have to research, we have to weigh our decisions, whether we choose this employer or we go to this place or that place. So there's so many things that you have to consider before you take the pen and sign the contract. So this is where we are going to start this conversation, okay? Ang nangyayari kasi, if you guys are going to apply for a job as a nurse in the UK, most likely there is going to be a sponsor, right? In most cases, gusto ng mga tao, they want to work with the NHS because it's government, there's, a lot of benefits, ang sabi nila, but every NHS trust has their own bylaws, they have their own guidelines, they have their own offer. Hindi naman pare-pareho, di ba? So, first, you have to research if the NHS Trust has a very good reputation. There's a lot of Filipinos who have created groups. You can probably ask questions there on Facebook or, whichever social media platform. If you're not certain about the place, then you can Google it. You can probably watch videos on YouTube. You can probably research about the place in general or your workplace, right? Secondly, once you receive your contract, you have to read through it, ladies and gentlemen. Kasi dyan nila kayo kinukulong. Right? It's pretty understandable because an institution doesn't really want you to leave as soon, before your contract ends, because technically they're paying so much, they're spending so much money just to bring you over from where you're from to the UK, right? And normally, these documents will go through the office of the Philippine Labor in London, and they check it. So ang technique naman itong mga employers na to, they pass the right kind of documents. Pero pag na-receive na nila yon, napirmahan, natatakan na ng polo sa England, what they do is attach another piece of paper that will lock you with them. Ngayon, may nakapagsabi sa akin, two of these ladies who are currently working as a nurse somewhere in England, they're locked in a contract, and if they breach, they will be paying the company £8,000. £8,000, and they're locked in a contract for 3 years. Kaya, ladies and gentlemen, kung makakahanap man kayo ng employer, bahala na kayo ang magbabayad ng CBT nyo, kayo ang magbabayad ng IELTS nyo, dapat OSCE ready na kayo pagdating sa UK. Kasi normally, these sponsors should only pay for your airfare and your accommodation. Kung mabait sila, babayaran nila yung accommodation mo, right? And of course, if they're nice enough, they will also pay for your IHS then. Ngayon, kasi nire-refund yung IHS because of the pandemic, at saka binaba na rin ng visa fee, at yung IHS tinanggal na rin. So what I'm trying to say is, if these employers or these sponsors spend less to bring you over to the UK, much better. Kasi in a span of 6 months or a year, mababayaran nyo sila and you can just leave at any time. Pero naiintindihan ko din that money is really a problem, especially when you're coming from the Philippines. At saka hindi naman lahat ng nasa Pilipinas well off and can pay for the visa and the airfare and whatsoever. Kasi yung case naman namin dito sa Isle of Man, we're already OSCE ready when we came here. So what I'm trying to say, kahit umalis man kami sa employer namin, wala silang hahabulin except for the fact that they've paid for our OSCE. So babayaran namin sila ng OSCE and we can definitely leave, right? But so far, we have not encountered any problems with all of our employers here in the Isle of Man. And again, the Isle of Man government is very generous. The people here are very nice in general, and we don't feel any fear, especially in this crisis that most Asians are facing in the Western countries, or countries with white people as majority. So what I'm just trying to say is, you have to ensure that wherever you're going in the UK or in the British Isles, that you are prioritizing your safety on top of everything. Yung sweldo, okay lang yan. We understand that the salary in the UK is not as high as the salary of nurses elsewhere around the world. And in fact, yun nga sinasabi ko, mas malaki pang sinasahod ng nurses dito sa Isle of Man kaysa sa nurses sa UK. And again, I'm going to give you this insight na kapag lumipat kayo rito sa NHS, sa Nobles Hospital ng Isle of Man, and if you already have your PIN sa UK, babayaran nga nila yung paglipat niya rito. Bibigyan kayo ng £7,000 na allowance just to move over. And the government of the Isle of Man will also refund up to £4,000 of your contributions and national insurance without affecting your future contributions and application as citizen, or yung permanent residency before citizenship, of course. Ano pa ba? Meron kayong allowance na £250 for 24 months. Yun yung sinasabi ko, you always have to weigh things. There's a lot of pros and cons if you move from one place to another. I understand, yung mga bata-bata pa dyan, you want to be in London kasi masaya, kasi nga, London feels, but guys, London is overrated, and you will only understand where what I'm saying now kung nakarating na kayo doon. And you don't need to tell me na, hindi ka nakatira doon. Hindi ka nakatira sa London. Bakit mo nasasabi yan? Guys, nandito ang pamangkin ko, nandito yung mga kaibigan ko, and most of them are from London. They're just receiving 15 to 1800s every month. And they're paying up to 600 or 650 just for one bedroom because they're living in central London. Ano pa, on top of that, babayaran pa nila yung bills nila, babayaran pa nila yung council tax nila, and whatsoever tax. Paggamit pa ng road, babayaran mo rin yung tax. Anong matitira sa kanila? No, it's a matter of making priorities and managing your priorities. Again, by the end of the day, I am no one to tell you what to do. I'm just making all these videos to inspire you, to make you think na meron pang better place outside, of the United Kingdom or outside of London. We always have to look back kung ano yung mga desisyon na ginawa natin. We have to weigh them before, again, making the next step. Lalo na yung pagpirma-pirma ng kontrata dyan, guys. Sooner or later, I'm gonna make another video and I will show you the breakdown, yung nakita ko na document, yung pinasa sa akin. But of course, I will not tell the name of the person or the institution or the places. Kasi confidentiality. But I just want to give you an idea na itong mga employers na to, ang bagong modus nila, nilalak nila kayo sa contract para mahihirapan kayong umalis. Right? At saka, hindi talaga tama yun, guys. Kaya, be vigilant enough. Okay? Again, mas mabuti nang maglabas kayo ng pera, na magbayad kayo ng CBT ninyo, ng IELTS ninyo, wala na silang i-refund ninyo. Normally, again, ang binabayaran ng employers, dapat yung airfare at saka yung IHS, bayad nila yon nung dati pero wala na yan ngayon. At saka yung accommodation, nasa kanila yan kung bibigyan nila kayo ng free accommodation. Kung wala, edi wala. It's fine. Basta lang hindi kayo malak sa contract. Yung OSCE, akala nyo libre, hindi libre. Guys, walang libre sa panahon ngayon. They will make you pay through salary deduction. And dapat within a year, a span of year or 2 years, dapat nababayaran nyo yan and you can free yourselves from them. Pero, it's that signing that paper, signing that extra sheet of paper will actually lock you for another year. At napakahirap nun, it's not healthy mentally, emotionally, physically, that you are worrying every day and going to work, you're in a toxic environment. Guys, hindi madali ang buhay dito sa United Kingdom. Yan ang sinasabi ko. Kahit saan namang parte ng mundo na nag-a-abroad ang mga Pilipino, hindi madali. Ang nangyayari dito, lagi lang tayo nagtatrabaho, lagi tayong trabaho-bahay lang, especially it's pandemic. Maswerte na natin kung pwede tayong lalabas-labas. Ang sinasabi ko lang, this London and places in England, they're just good if you are single and you do not have that much of responsibility back in the Philippines. Pero kapag kayo may pamilya na, kayo ay marami ng mga sinusuportahan, responsibilidad, might as well choose for a bigger salary with a less tax and, feasible to raise a family where the place is safe and conducive for raising children. And I'm glad, I'm truly glad, and I'll always be happy of my decision to start a job here in the Isle of Man and to live here. And I can foresee that we'll be living here until we retire. If you can earn as much, kung dito, kung lumipit ka rito, kapag nagtrabaho ka sa hospital, ma-earn mo rin yung 2,500, yung 3,000 na yan. If you're good at doing overtimes, bank shifts in the UK, and you're not earning as much, might as well move here. Yun ang sinasabi ko. Pag, sa ngayon guys, that I'm posting this video, pwede nyong i-message yung person na nag-post sa aking, sa Facebook, that they are hiring 2 nurses for the Isle of Man. You can probably message me on Facebook, Anthony Banlawi Jr. That's my Facebook page, and I can definitely assist you with that. And Now, I could definitely refer you to the person. I will introduce you virtually since hindi naman tayo pwedeng magkita face to face. But for now, that is what I can share for you all. I'm going to prepare today since I'm going to take my my wife and my son out kasi sunny, which is not normally a thing. You know, it doesn't normally happens rather here in the Isle of Man. So I'll see you later. We're gonna prepare and I'll update you about what I've said, yung mga breakdown, yung mga pinipirma nilang extra sheet to lock you in another year of contract. Okay? So, ciao.